Hello, and welcome to the seventh episode of Twitch to YouTube. I am your host, Outlawman76, and today we have a conversation with my near and dear friend, Miss LVP. Miss LVP comes to us from Sweden, and we get into a very fascinating conversation, as I find all of them have been fascinating, about basically her start in Twitch, how she came up with her name. Pretty fascinating story, if I may say so myself. And her current status as she is on a hiatus and how difficult it was for her to sort of pull back from Twitch. So I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I certainly enjoyed having it. I hope you enjoy watching it. As always, please, if you're interested in more content like this, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you so feel inclined, please hit the little bell for notifications for when new episodes come up. I try to get these out every other week. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But of course, enjoy, sit back, and relax. And here's the conversation with Miss LVP. And hello, and welcome into the conversation portion of the episode. I am here with Miss LVP. Hello, Miss LVP.
Hi.
How are you?
I am good, thank you. How are you?
Doing well. As I said before, the format of the show is sort of I ask a series of questions. Some are standardized, some are specific to you. So, whenever you're ready, we can begin. Are you ready?
I guess.
This will be a lot easier than you're expecting, trust me. So, we're going to start basic.
Mhm.
Names. It all starts with a name.
Yes.
How did you come up with the name Miss LVP?
Well, I generally okay. So I think at least that I suck at everything I do. Basically, I'm really terrible, and especially at games. I'm no good at games at all. I die all the time. It's a catastrophe. But it's a lot of fun. But anyway, so I thought I would kind of use that a little bit.
Mm,
And we all know the term MVP, which is
mm,
most valuable player. So I thought, hey, let's do the opposite and do least valuable player, because that's me.
mm.
So that's how LVP started. I think I even got a little help from my brother to decide, because it was like between that and something else that I don't remember.
Mm.
But we thought that LVP was a good
Yeah, I
one.
mean it's led to a lot of branding, but I think anybody who's watched your streams know that you're indeed the MVP, not the LVP. So it's an ironic name. So,
Mm, agree to disagree.
how did you get started on Twitch? What made you decide to start streaming and go down that road?
Well, I had been thinking about it for a few years actually, so for
Hmm.
quite a long time. But I never had the guts to do it because I'm quite shy and stuff. So I never got around to actually do it. And then I was in quite a bad place, if you will,
Hmm.
a few years ago. And I needed something to think about and something to do with my time. So I bought a gaming computer and I started, and that was that.
Oh well, I think we're all happy that you did, and we're all happy to have discovered you in one way or the other. So your channel has a lot of sort of memes around it. Sort of the you have a phrase, if you will, that's on a mug that we were talking about. You
Yeah.
nasty. You have an emote that's no pants. You know the newt newts. All of these sort of memes. Take us through how some of these have started and how, especially the ones like the you nasty and the no pants and I know the newt newt started on your birthday because I was there for
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
sort of all of these sort of memes, the genesis of them, and what they mean to you as it's now part of your brand.
Yeah. The nasty. It's basically like way back when I started. I had a few American friends that I played with,
Mm-hmm.
and they would just say kind of nasty stuff here and there, and that would be the first thing that I reacted with would be like you nasty,
Mm.
and then it just became a thing. So everyone started saying it. We made it an emote and everything, and it's actually my favorite emote if I
Mm-hmm.
can be like that. So that's how that started. The no pants. Okay, so I have a habit of gaming without pants because I don't see the point of wearing pants. And even when I'm streaming, because I'm filming like just the head, so I
Mm-hmm.
don't need anything on the bottom half.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but there was this time. Okay, so I'm addicted to like a lip balm. I always have to have one like close by. I have one right here. But that time I had actually started the stream without grabbing a lip balm. And midstream, I realized that, oh my god, I need my lip balm, and it's in my bedroom right behind me. That room right there. And I didn't really have like a be right back screen or anything like that, because it was quite like in the beginning as
Mm.
well. So I I had to like try to get there without flashing my ass for the entire internet to see. So it turned out to be a quite funny clip, and I think that's basically the point where people uh, like really remembered
Mm.
the fact that I don't wear pants a lot. So that became a thing as well. And people have called me Miss No Pants and Miss LV No Pants and all that stuff. So it's a thing for sure. We made that an emote as well,
Mm-hmm.
because why not? Um, and the Newt Newt, you said you were there,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. So we were hanging out on my birthday and watching some YouTube clips and stuff. I think I don't know who it was, but someone sent a clip of Pingu
Mm-hmm.
that I watched a lot when I was younger, so I love that. And it was basically like this really long clip of every time the Pingu is angry, and like Newt's really angry, and I think like cried from laughter because it was
Mm-hmm.
so funny. So I think we decided even that evening that we're gonna have an emote with Newt Newt because
Mm-hmm.
it's hilarious.
Yeah, and it was Zolader, so I'll give a shout out to
Oh
Zolader
yeah,
who sent that.
Solid.
And
Thank you, Solid.
yeah, I will say the you nasty the mug the you nasty mug is the mug that
Yeah.
I get the most comments and compliments on, and people are like, "Where did you get that mug? I want that mug. I need that mug." And
Oh.
I always plug your channel and tell them to just the merch is there, find it and get themselves a mug. But I do remember the no pants clip. It's in your opening as well.
Yeah.
So if you get to your stream early enough, it's there, and it's always memorable. I somehow managed to always click your stream as that part of the opening montage is playing. So it's just interesting.
Oh, yeah,
But
it's funny.
you are Swedish. Um,
Yes.
I do tend to call you the lean, mean Swedish streaming machine.
Yeah.
Uh, but you have a redeem that's speak Swedish to me, and you
Hmm.
know how important is it to you to sort of show your community your language, your native language, and sort of some of your culture, bring that to your community? How much does that mean to you, and how much does it mean to you that it's been embraced as much as it has?
Um, I wouldn't say that it's like an important thing to me per se. I do like being Swedish, and I don't mind it being a thing. But mostly, I think it's just fun because I myself think it's interesting to hear languages that
Mm,
I don't understand, and I thought that would be a fun thing for others as well, maybe. And I don't know if people like hear Swedish that often. I don't think because Sweden is quite a small country,
mm.
so maybe it's not that spread out throughout the world. Um, so yeah, I don't know.
As small and perhaps as not spread out as Sweden is, as you say, I tend to find myself surrounded by a lot of Swedish people. So I don't know about how not often people hear Swedish. Um,
Yeah.
but right now you're on a hiatus from Twitch. You had to take a hiatus that's been for most of 2021, I'd say.
Yeah.
Um, so, how hard was it for you to make that decision to sort of step back? Of course, it's IRL things are going on, and you
Mhm.
had to make that decision. But how hard was it for you to sort of pull back from Twitch? Because as you say, you came to it when you were in a dark place. So it's been sort
Mhm.
of a solace, if you will. So, how explain to us the process and sort of how hard it was to pull back on that.
Oh, sorry. Uh,
You're fine.
well, it was really, really hard. I hated having to do that because I love streaming and I love hanging out with my friends that I
Mm-hmm.
have on the interwebs. Um, so I hated that I had to do it, but it was come to a point where I just didn't really have a choice because my regular daytime job makes me so tired that I like if I start a stream, I'll just sit there and be half asleep, and it's not fun for anyone.
Yeah.
So I had to like pause it a little bit. But I always have it like in the back of my mind, and that I want to make. I don't know, like maybe find a new job or like somehow work out my regular IRL life
Mm.
uh, around so that the streaming could work out better,
Mm.
so I could start doing it again because I really miss it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sucked,
Yeah.
and it really does. It still does.
Yeah.
Still sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I think I can say safely for all of those in your community that we do miss you, and it's something that when you stream regularly, I think it was like Tuesday and Thursday towards the end of 2020 was like your regular schedule. Having that empty Tuesday and Thursday without you being there is just we need Miss LVP back as soon as we can. I've actually had a
I
friend actually tell me that.
oh, really?
Yeah, a friend tell me he was waiting for he wanted to see more streams.
Oh,
But you recently had a return stream, not too long ago. It
mm.
was almost 7 months, and your community came out in force. It was
Yeah.
a lot of people there. There's a lot of, regulars and new people and all that. So, what does it mean to you that you were basically gone for 7 months? With not, you were here and there. Of course, you didn't completely disappear, but you weren't on Twitch, and your community still came out, with almost little to no notice, and they came out in such force. What does that mean to you, the person?
It meant the world to me. I thought that I would go live and maybe like one would show up, maybe two, and everyone was there, and like even people I haven't spoken to like in forever showed
Mm,
up, and people supported me like crazy, and it's amazing. I never thought that would happen after such a long time.
mm,
So I'm like so grateful, and I can't believe how blessed I've been with such great people. It's amazing.
yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, it really warms my heart because sometimes I go around, maybe I feel a little lonely and stuff, and then that happens, and I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
not alone. I have friends around me and people that I love to hang out with, and we have a lot of fun.
Yeah. I,
No, it's really heartwarming.
and I will say it goes both ways. You love to hang out with them, and we love to hang out with you. So it's definitely something because I was there, and it was really cool to see because you do worry,
Yeah.
as someone, when you're not around, because I took a hiatus last year, and you do worry like, are people have people moved on sort of community wise, not necessarily that they don't like you or they like you any less or anything of that nature, but
Yeah.
sort of people move on, they find new communities and things like that. So it was really
Yeah.
nice, and I think it speaks to your value to the community as a streamer, that everybody was there. So moving to some more fun things,
Yes.
you've played games like Sea of Thieves and Far Cry, Rocket League, South Park, a whole variety of games. There's even one game that I'm remembering that you played, but I can't remember the name. I don't know what it was. It
Hmm.
was like some platforming thing. Um, I think you said you played when you were younger, but sort of how do you decide what you're gonna play? Like, take us through the process. Like, you're gonna stream. What makes you say I want to play this game or I want to do this or that? So take us through that process of deciding what content to stream.
I don't really know myself, to be honest. It's like what I feel like doing that day,
Mm,
because I can't decide like 2 days ahead what I'm gonna play, basically. Sometimes I do sections, but that's mostly if I'm gonna play with someone, we
mm-hmm.
can like book it. Um, but otherwise, I like decide sometimes 15 minutes before starting. I decide what to play because I have no idea. It's like, what do I feel like? Do I feel like doing some kind of open world? Do I feel like doing a story-based game or online game? Do I want to do platform, FPS? I don't know. It's like, yeah, it varies a lot
Mm,
what I like to do, and I'm like that not only with streaming but like gaming in general. I hardly ever like oh, I don't know the English term, but
mm,
hardly ever like focus on just one game
right.
for a period of time. I always like vary a little bit because that's just, I don't know, if I get bored easily or something,
Mm.
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
But I'd
mean,
like to know.
I'm similar. I have a docket of like six or so games that I'm sort of working through, and it depends on what I sort of feel like. Do I feel like playing a fantasy game? Do I feel like playing, sci-fi? Do I feel like playing
Yeah.
sports? Do I feel like playing something of that nature? So I sort of get it. With me with streaming, I kind of wanna, I sort of have like a completionist in me. Like I
Mm-hmm.
start a game and I want to finish said game.
Oh, yeah.
So
I don't know that.
yeah, I know we're still waiting on that South Park to
Yeah.
be completed.
Yeah, that's basically like with South Park, for example. I just met this really difficult boss, and I'm like, well, I guess I won't play it anymore.
Yeah.
Like that shit. Played Assassin's Creed, I think 2 times or something, and then I'm like, it's not that fun on PC. I want to play it on console, or
Yeah.
and these newer ones are not as much in my flavor, if you will, than
Yeah.
the older ones.
Yeah. And
So that's also like, I guess I'll just not play it.
yeah, I think
Oh,
in the fact that like you have sort of see because a lot of streamers sometimes they build a base on a game. They will
yeah, yeah.
build a community based on a certain game that they go through, and then when they beat the game, they'll switch to another game. It feels to me like your community is more based around just sort of friendship. Just sort of that camaraderie, that joint enjoyment of just hanging out. It doesn't really matter what's on per se. You rarely find, I feel, in your community that people are there for the game. They're more there to hang out. Whether it's watching you take 55 bullets in the face in Hitman, or leveling a village in Far Cry, etc. So sort of was that the goal that you set out, or is it
Yeah.
sort of a happy accident that your community is that way?
Well, I think it's a bit of both, probably. It's always been my goal to just be able to hang out no matter what I do and
Mm,
have the same people around me and not be dependent
yeah.
on a specific game. Because, as I said, I can't play the same game for
Yeah.
as long as needed. Um, so that's always been like the dream and the goal, and I think it's also just happy accident that it actually happened as well. Because I don't know how to build that up really. I don't know if it's yeah, I don't know. I'm
I
just
would.
happy that the people that did come into my stream and stuck around actually did that.
Yeah, I think it's sort of. I kind of get into somewhat the psychology of Twitch, and I feel like people self-select within communities. Like there are communities who are just like hardcore gaming. The streamer,
Mm,
may not talk too much or whatever it
yeah.
is, hardest difficulty, speed runs, etc. And there are people that seek that.
Mm,
I don't. That's not my thing. So if I go
no.
into that kind of stream, I'm not gonna stay long. Then there are people who just kind of are looking for that sort of camaraderie, that connection. They come into a stream, say like yours, and they see that okay, the game is on, but it's more about the personal life or the talking and
Mm,
getting to know each other. So I think they stay and they sort of self-select. But it has to do, I think, with the streamer. I always say a community is a reflection of the streamer. So being able to be welcoming enough to get people to foster that is important.
mm,
So
thank
very welcome. So
you.
you had this past Halloween costume goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had three tiers of costume goals. You
Hmm.
had a follower costume goal, a costume goal, and I forget what the third one was. Um, maybe it was
True.
maybe it was two
Oh,
tiers.
was it just points?
I
Because
think
you could
yes,
do these
yes,
like yeah,
yeah. One was
points.
a channel point
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So did you expect that you would hit all three goals? Because you had a Mario, you had a pirate, and the third one is escaping me. But you hit all three.
Devil.
The devil.
Uh,
Yes, there you
yeah.
go.
And not Mario, it was Luigi. Thank you very much. Uh, they were out of Mario, so I had to go with Luigi.
Well, it worked with the
uh,
L.
yeah, it did. And the green is my color, so
Uh,
well, purple, but green also. Uh, but yeah, I did not expect to reach that highest one, at least with the subs.
mm,
Follow, maybe. Channel points was not that big of a deal. Uh, quite fast. Quite fast. How am I speaking right now? Uh, we reached it quite fast.
mm,
Um, but the other ones too, actually. Like, it didn't take. I don't know if I remember it wrong, but I feel like it didn't take that long until all three were like completed.
Yeah, no.
And I know I was surprised
Yeah.
because it was way quicker than I thought it would be.
Yeah, we did reach it. I think about middle of the month because you did have to order the
Yeah,
costumes and everything, and
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it was a lot of fun to basically force you to dress up into stuff. Um,
It was fun.
yeah, but so as you said, you didn't expect to hit the last tier, and you certainly didn't
Yeah.
expect it to hit it so fast. So
No.
when that happened, what did that sort of say to you? What did it mean to you? Like you hit that goal. It's your community responded to you and your challenge that you set out to them, and so like take us through what that sort of meant for you or meant to you rather.
I think that tells me that the people like me to be miserable and no, but of course people want to have like fun stuff happening in stream.
Mm.
I think that's pretty common, and costumes is always fun. Um, but that they did it with, or they, all of them. I can't English.
It's fine.
Okay,
You're doing fine. Yeah, this
I'm
is
gonna
this is how it is
make
on one
really
of your streams anyway. So which is the goal of
yeah,
the
it really is.
interview. So just
I think that's in my description. I suck at English or something. Um, yeah, that people like actually put money into it because it
mm,
was sub goal,
mm,
so that obviously cost money, and the people would legit put their own money into it to just have fun thing happen on stream. I don't. It's it's interesting. It's a lot of fun, and
yeah,
as I said, I didn't think it would happen because I don't know. I feel like maybe people should save their money, not spend it on me. Uh, but I was really grateful, and it was a lot of fun, and I'm really excited that happened because that pirate costume is like my favorite costume. So I'm so happy that I got to use it.
mm,
Um, and obviously, it means a lot when the community like supports you and
yeah,
like want to be a part of things happening. And I mean that's the goal basically, to have that kind of relationship where we, I don't know,
yeah.
have, I don't know, yeah.
No, I get what you're saying, and
Yeah.
I'll say if anybody saw the any of the costume streams, they'll know it's money well spent. Uh, but you also play like you mentioned before. You know, you don't decide ahead of time unless you're going to play sort of co-op games,
Yeah.
and you do play a lot of co-op games. I mean, when I first came into your stream, you were first playing The Sims, but you also did a lot of Sea of Thieves with Aggression. You do a lot of Rocket League sometimes. You
Mhm.
do. There's a lot of co-op games that you do. Sort of, how much fun do you have when you're doing those co-op streams and you're just able to sort of bring that to your community? You know, you obviously everybody can't get together and play. You know,
Yeah.
but you can play with some selected friends, and how much fun is that for you to bring that sort of fun friendship relationship to the stream?
So much fun. I love it. And like I feel like me and my friends, and like you are one of those friends obviously, I feel like we bring out the best of each other
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, so we can have some hilarious talks and laughs, and it makes everything so much fun. So I'm really happy that I get to share that with people too, and show them how much fun you actually have,
Yeah,
because we've had some hilarious moments for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Uh,
We've had a lot of hilarity when, especially like because you know the game we play sort of most commonly is like Sea of Thieves. You know, we'll play with Gresham or with Lena or whatever it is, and just the hilarity that goes on. You know, whether it's on stream or off, and it's really great that we get to bring that to the stream audience and sort of let everybody in on our hijinks, and they love it because I read the chat.
I love it too.
So sort of if you could in an ideal world, right?
Yeah.
If you can ideally, what would be your goal for streaming? Like, what is the pinnacle for Miss LVP on Twitch? Like, what is the ultimate level you want to reach?
Well, the ultimate level will be to be able to have it as my job. obviously.
Mm.
So I didn't have to focus on anything else. I could just stream and have fun all day and just hang out with my friends. And that would be the dream. But it's quite hard to achieve, especially when I can't stream.
Little
um,
bit,
other than
difficult.
that, yeah, a little bit. Other than that, I don't know, make friends and meet new people. It's always so much fun when new people come in and then they stick around. You get to
Mm-hmm.
know them. They become part of the community, and you become friends. And because I've met a lot of my like gaming friends that way. You're one of them. We met first in a stream, and
Mm-hmm.
then now we're friends, and we game
Yeah.
all the time. Not all the time now, because I don't have time for it. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
outside of streaming.
Yeah.
Um, no, I don't know. I gained a lot of new friends that way, so that's always so much fun. I love that.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I think back to my time on Twitch and sort of how I connected with people. Obviously, you being one of them.
Yeah,
Being rated into your stream, but obviously we met others like Pav and like I met Anthony or the Gresham, Karma, even people who don't stream like Blue Thunder or Fletman or people sort of that
yeah,
ilk that they're just there and you get to talk to them and you get to know them and you get to you it's people sort of look down at maybe internet relationships or friendships, but it's not it's just the same. You still share
yeah,
information, you share time, you spend I spend time with you sometimes more than people who are IRL. So
yeah, for sure. I've spent so much more time with my online friends than people in real life.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up. I like to
Hmm.
ask one last question that seems to sometimes stump people, and I will say
Okay.
one guest said it was the hardest question I asked, but we'll see how you feel about it. Uh,
Okay.
what was your favorite stream that you've done?
Oh God. Why do you do this? Um, I don't know if I have one specific favorite. It's very hard to choose just one.
Well,
Obviously, the birthday stream was great.
mm-hmm,
Um, but I've had streams when I like way back in the beginning when I played a lot of Generation Zero
mm-hmm,
with those American guys, and we had so much fun. I laughed my ass off every time, and so maybe like some of those, and a lot of Sea of Thieves has been a lot of fun as well. We've been through a lot there.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I can't choose one. I'm sorry, it's impossible.
Funny thing is, no one could ever really choose one.
Yeah,
I
I bet.
tend to get a list when I say favorite stream. I tend to get a list, and it's typically moments from a stream that makes
Yeah,
the entire stream.
yeah,
You know,
for sure. Mhm.
but I will say, perhaps for my personal perspective, one of the most memorable streams was your birthday stream, which was a year ago tomorrow. So even though this episode will release much past your birthday, a happy birthday to you.
Thank
Um,
you.
but yeah, that was sort of a very seminal moment because I remember it very specifically and all the fun that we had on that stream.
Yeah,
But Miss
it was
LVP,
great.
I do have news for you. You have survived.
Thank you.
You have survived. You've done well. You've done awesome.
Yes.
Thank you for taking the time to sit and hang out with us. Thank you for answering my questions and indulging a silly American in his questions.
Thank you for having me.
Always. And I will be right back with the conclusion of the episode. Once again, a very, very thankful thank you to Miss LVP. Thank you,
Thank
Miss
you.
LVP.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And that was the conversation with Miss LVP. Of course, I hope you found it as fascinating as I did. She is a wonderful, kind soul, and I thank her for taking the time out of her day and her schedule to sit and have a conversation with us. I hope you enjoyed it. I sincerely enjoyed making this content and bringing it to you. As always, I appreciate a like or a subscribe, and if you feel so inclined, hit the little bell for the notifications. I do try to get these out every other week. Sometimes happens, sometimes it doesn't. But all her links are in the description below. Follow her. I highly encourage it. My Twitch is also at the very bottom of the description. Follow me there for updates on Twitch to YouTube as well as guests, and perhaps other gaming content that may come to YouTube from yours truly. Have a wonderful rest of your day or evening or whenever you watch this. Thank you for watching and stay safe. Until next time, I'm Outlawman76.